NLWN-TV presents the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Now, join us as we get ready for baseball in the dugout.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's non-league game as the 5-3 Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are 2-2 in the CRBL, take on the 1-1 Crescent Cardinals, who play in the Mississippi Valley League of the Wisconsin Baseball Association. The Cavaliers are coming off a 7-1 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs back on Wednesday. While this will be just the third game for the Cardinals this season. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavs and the Cardinals. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's outlook on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, even though today's game is a non-league game, it'd still be a good idea to take a quick look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game from Horihan Field in La Crescent, Minnesota. So it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will take on the Crescent Cardinals in a non-league matchup. The Cavaliers are coming off a 7-1 win over the Beef River Bullfrogs back on Wednesday. Now, in that game, Bullfrog starting pitcher Ethan Bartles kept the Cavaliers at bay through the first 5 innings. In the 6th, however, the Cavaliers came through, scoring 2 runs on 3 consecutive hits. The first was Caden Erickson with a long fly off the wall to left field.
And the pitch. Fly ball, that's out into left field. It's a long way back, and it's off the wall. Caden Erickson doubles off the wall to left field.
Xavier Bemnister singled to center, putting Erickson on third. Bemnister then stole second, and with runners on second and third, up stepped Cade Mueller, who promptly laced a base hit to left, scoring both Erickson and Bemnister.
Fly ball out into left center field, falls in for a hit. This is going to plate 2. Erickson's in. Here comes Bemnister. And Cade Mueller gets a 2 RBI single.
In the 7th inning, the Cavs tacked on 3 more runs after Bullfrog relief pitcher George Munson walked the bases full. Trenton Palmer came in to score on a wild pitch.
Boyarski looks in and pitches it to the backstop. And a run comes in to score on the wild pitch.
Then Brayton Tillman scored on Caden Erickson's single to center field.
And here's the pitch. Fly ball out into center field is going to fall in for a base hit. 1 run is in, and that's all they're going to get. But Erickson gets an RBI single to center field.
Then Cody Dayton crossed the plate on Xavier Bemnister's single to left.
Here's the pitch. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Erickson's going to hold up at third with Bemnister at first. So Bemnister gets an RBI single, driving in Cody Dayton.
In the 8th inning, the Cavaliers added 2 more runs when Mason Yarrington scored his first run as a Cavalier, along with Cooper Dykes on Brayton Tillman's 2 RBI double to right field.
And the pitch. Line shot out into right field for a base hit. 1 run is in. That's Yarrington. Now coming in to score is Dykes. And safe at second with a 2 RBI double is Brayton Tillman.
On the mound, delivering a solid 2-hit performance was Eli Rathke. Rathke went the distance, allowing just 1 run on only 2 hits while striking out 9 and walking 4. We don't know much about the Crescent Cardinals other than they are 1-1 on the season. Last season, the Cardinals took 2 out of 3 games from the Cavaliers, winning the 2 in Crescent 9-2 and 10-9, with the Cavaliers taking the 3rd one in Eau Claire 8-4. Now we'll have to find out more about this year's Cardinals as today's game goes on. The Cavaliers are being led at the plate by Xavier Bemnister, who's hitting at a .348 pace, including 4 runs scored and a double. He's followed by Brayton Tillman at .333, who has scored 6 runs and also has a double. Cole Timon hitting .316 and Ashton Cole at .300 round out the Cavaliers hitting over .300. Caden Erickson leads the Cavaliers in extra base hits with 4 doubles and in scoring with 7 runs. On the mound, the Cavaliers are currently being led by Andrew Milner, who has a 2-0 record with an ERA of 0.90 and a whip of 1.05 in 20 innings pitched. Right behind Milner is Eli Rathke, who has pitched to a 2-0 record and has a whip of 1.31. Tyson Woodcock, who's pitched 9 innings without allowing an earned run, for a record of 1-0 with 2 saves and an ERA of 0.00 and a whip of 0.67. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to find out Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's thoughts on today's game in The Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Well, today we're not at the Goat Coffee House, but we are talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers are going to step out of CRBL play and take on the Crescent Cardinals. And before we talk about that game, the Cavs are coming off a big win over the Beef River Bullfrogs on Wednesday, 7-1. Your comments about that one?
Well, it's a tough game through 6. It was a 1-0 game going in the 6th inning there. We couldn't get the bats going. I think we only had 1 hit through the first 5. But the nice thing is about it, once you see a pitcher 2 or 3 times, those guys are so good that they just kind of key off on that 3rd time through the order, and that's what we did. Ethan Bartles threw a hell of a game against us and kind of shut us down there. And I know they really wanted to come out of there with a win, but those bats came alive for us, and it made the world of a difference. That and Eli Rathke went the distance. So,
and in that game, you mentioned it, Ethan Bartles locked down the Cavaliers for the first 5 innings, 5+ innings. But then in the 6th, the run parade started. What caused that change?
Well, we got lucky with where we were in the order. Top of the order came up right away in that inning, and and that top of the order has been so good this year so far that, like I said, if they see a pitcher 2 or 3 times, that 3rd time through that order, that pitcher's going to have a little bit harder time getting those guys out. And Caden Erickson led off with a shot to left, off the wall. Hop puts one in the right field, and all of a sudden we got 1st and 3rd with speed on the base pass. I think we sent Hav on the first pitch to second base. He stole 2nd, and then we just waited for Cade Mueller to come through with one in the gap, and then it just kind of roll, and that's what we did.
And there was no huge inning. It's just a couple runs here, couple runs there, and pretty soon you had a 7-1 lead.
Yeah, we went 2-3-2, which was really nice to see that because it wasn't just the top of the order that was hitting the ball really well. Once those guys kind of set the table, and that's their job to do, the other guys were able to move them over, drive them in. We had some really smart base running with Trenton Palmer and Brayton Tillman. I mean, those guys just took extra bases when they thought they could. It was pretty amazing to see.
That's still a 3rd base.
That's all baseball IQ for him.
Yeah,
100%.
He just basically saw that it was not a real hard throw from the catcher back to the pitcher. And he thought, you know what, if I'm halfway there, I might as well go the rest of the way.
And that's kind of surprising because Thibodeau's a good catcher back there for those guys. And when he saw the lob go back, I mean, there's no reason to get back to second base because they weren't holding him on to begin with. So he had such a lead that it didn't make a difference no matter how, Will probably threw it back. He was probably taking third no matter what.
Although I think it was maybe a little bit of a mental lapse. You're right. Will Thibodeau's been pretty solid behind the plate for the Bullfrogs, but just everybody has him. It was just a mental lapse. He relaxed a little bit, and it
helped us out. Us out a lot because it just took a base hit to score him from there. So we were good to go from that. I mean, it was nice.
Today, the Cavaliers are going to take on the Crescent Cardinals from La Crescent, Minnesota. And I know virtually nothing about the Cardinals other than they took 2 out of 3 from the Cavaliers last season. Can you tell us anything about the Cardinals?
No, I can't. I know they're a good team. They're always in the WBA. They play us solid every time we play them, but we usually play them without a full roster. So we're going to go in without a full roster again today. It'll be fine. It's a good chance for some guys to get some reps, do some stuff in the field that don't usually play in the field. Get some mound time for some guys that usually don't throw a lot of pitches and things like that. So it'll be good. We'll be all right. I'm not too worried about it.
So games like this do provide that opportunity for the Cavaliers to get players some reps and opportunity to see the field. So what are your thoughts about the lineup that you're going to have out on the field today?
It's going to be a little wonky. We'll have about 4 or 5 regular players in there and a couple of guys that, maybe don't normally play in the field because they pitch more often than they play in the field, but they'll give them a chance and an opportunity to get their bats going. And I'm never really worried about that when we got guys that don't usually hit, because usually when they come in, they hit. Which is something that's a good feature to have for our team when we get to these non-conference games, because those guys know they get an opportunity to get some plate appearances and show what they got at the plate. So when I'm going later in the year, I can pinch hit somebody I have confidence in because I know their approach.
So do you know who's going to get the call to the mound today?
Yeah, I do. We're going to go ahead and just toss him back into the fire for the third time, which is Mason Yarrington. I'm going to give him a start on the mound today. And just kind of roll with it, let the kid get his feet wet in the field. He's had a couple opportunities to pinch run for us. I think his skill sets, it fits a very good non-conference game like this. So I've got nothing but faith in the kid, and I think we're going to be all right.
Now, Ryan, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers can keep the winning going.
I hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show, presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's non-league game between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the La Crescent Cardinals. Now, even though this is a non-league game, it's still a good idea to take a look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand. The CRBL got back into action back on Wednesday following its break for the Memorial Day holiday. On Wednesday, the Eau Claire Cavaliers topped the Beef River Bullfrogs 7-1, while the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks defeated the Jim Falls Sturgeons 7-5, and the Eau Claire Bears upset the Osseo Merchants 10-6. Therefore, coming into this weekend, the CRBL standings are as follows. In the North Division, the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks are currently in the top spot with a 3-1 record. Meanwhile, the Jim Falls Sturgeons slipped back to second at 3-2 and just a half a game back. And in third place, we find the 3-3 Cadott Red Sox, who are only 1 game off the pace. Fourth place holds the Tilden Tigers at 2-3, just 1.5 games out, while in fifth place are the Bloomer Wood Ticks at 1-3 and 2 games back. In the South Division, the Eau Claire Bears now hold the lead with a 5-1 record, while the Osseo Merchants drop to second at 4-1 and a half a game back. The Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Eau Claire Rivermen are virtually tied for third place, with the Cavs at 2-2 and the Rivermen at 1-1. Both teams are 2 games back. The Augusta Athletics hold down 5th place at 1-3 and 3 games off the pace, with the Beef River Bullfrogs taking the 6th spot at 0-5. Now in CRBL action tomorrow, all the matchups will be double headers. The Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons will face off at Carson Park, while the Tilden Tigers will travel to Cinder City Park in Altoona to face the Eau Claire Bears. And the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks will host the Osseo Merchants at Casper Park, while the Eau Claire Rivermen travel to Cadott High School to face the Cadott Red Sox. Meanwhile, the Bloomer Wood Ticks and the Augusta Athletics will square off at the Bloomer Baseball Field. Coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, June 2nd, as the Cavaliers take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Sunday, June 2nd.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
Today on Cavalier Profile, we're going to get to know Mason Yarrington. And Mason, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, different levels of baseball you've played, and so on.
So I'm from Colfax, Wisconsin, played on the Colfax team, and I just graduated this year. I'm 18 years old, and I plan to go to UW lacrosse next year. I've been playing baseball since I was little, played on a lot of Eau Claire teams coming up, and then playing for Colfax at high school.
And we got to see you do a few games there for Colfax,
yeah.
And although the team didn't have the success you were looking for, your work on the mound still shined through.
Yeah, I did pretty well.
Yeah. So when you're not playing baseball, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
I like to fish, play video games, hang out with friends.
Okay. You know these are coming. Here's some rapid fire questions. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
It's always pie.
And what kind?
My grandma's apple pie.
You still haven't brought me a piece of that.
I know, I got to get it to you.
Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Burgers.
And what do you want on that burger?
Grilled onions, cheese, and some burger sauce.
Ooh, that sounds like a good burger. Okay. Favorite major league team?
The Brewers.
Okay, now think about this for a minute. If you could sit down and talk with a baseball personality, be it a player or some other baseball personality from any time in history, who would that be and why?
Probably Corbin Burns.
Okay.
So he could teach me how to throw his cutter and nasty curveball. He could teach me some of his ways.
Well, you've got a pretty decent curveball yourself, but okay. All right. If you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
Super speed, steal bases, make great plays in the field.
Okay. And of course, if you had that super speed, you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Mason's superhero name?
I'm the Slim Reaper.
The Slim Reaper. All right. We're talking with Mason Yarrington today on Cavalier Profile. And how about a shout out to your family and friends who come to watch you at Cavs games?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, Grandma, Grandpa. Everybody's watching. Thanks for supporting me.
Hey, when people come to Cavalier games, remind us of what position you're going to be playing for the Cavaliers.
So I'll pitch and probably play some second base, I would think.
And I noticed that they've already got you doing some courtesy running and
yeah,
just make use of the wheels out there on the base paths.
Yep.
All right. We want to thank Mason Yarrington for joining us today on Cavalier Profile. And coming up next, more of In the Dugout. And it's not going to be more of In the Dugout because they're ready to start this game between La Crescent and the Cavaliers. Leading off for the Cavs is Caden Erickson, comes into the game batting .286. He'll be followed by Xavier Bemnister. And the first pitch is a called strike on the inside corner. Cade Mueller will be third up this inning. Then they'll be followed by Knickerbocker, Woodcock, and Windenhausen. Then Delikowski, Torres, Yarrington, and Bemnister. Ground ball over to third. Picked up there by Benson. Throw to first, and they got him. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister batting .348. Taking a look at the Cardinals defensively at third base is Benson, Faust at short, Lewis at second, Gurdon at first. Burns is on the mound. Damon is behind the plate. Outfield is Masterson, Stussel, and Wells going from left to right, and a called strike on the inside edge. And here's the wind and the pitch. That one's high for a ball. 1-1's the count. There's a called strike. Burns looks in and delivers. Ground ball over to second. It's scooped up by Lewis. Throw over to first in time. Out number 2. It's going to bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller batting .286. He's had a bat that has gotten a little bit hotter as of recent. And the pitch is outside for a ball. Cavs come into the game with a 5-3 overall record. Not that it matters today, but they're 2-2 in the CRBL. Burns working from the stretch, and the chopper right back to the mound, and the throw to first in time. So the Cavs go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played a half inning, and it's the Cavaliers nothing, and the Crescent Cardinals coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, June 2nd as the Cavaliers take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Sunday, June 2nd.
And we're back here at George Horihan Field in La Crescent. And the newly remodeled press box. Nice facility up here. There's a net hanging right in our way. But that's all right. We can still see the game, and that's the important thing. Still smells like paint. Yes. On the mound today for the Cavaliers, Mason Yarrington, making his first start as a Cavalier. He's only been with the Cavaliers for about a week. It's been about that long since he graduated from high school. But he had a pretty good year with the Colfax Vikings. He didn't give a whole lot of offensive help, but he threw well. Leading off for the La Crescent Cardinals, A.J. Lewis, the second baseman. Yarrington winds and delivers. That's just a little bit low. Looks in for the sign. Goes into his motion and delivers. Ground ball right back to Yarrington. And a soft throw over to Delikowski at first for the out. Taking a look at the Cavaliers defensively, we have Knickerbocker behind the plate. Mueller is at third. Erickson at short. Laydell Torres back in the lineup is at second. Jerome Delikowski is at first. Tyson Woodcock, Xavier Bemnister, and Blake Bemnister going from left to right. And the first pitch to Noah Faust is high and away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to third. Picked up by Mueller. Throw to first, and it's in time. Oh! Delikowski couldn't hang on to it. That's going to go as an error on Delikowski at first. He even patted his chest saying, "My bad." So that's going to bring up Brett Stussel. Stussel playing center field for the Cardinals. First pitch is low, throw down to second, and they got him. So Faust is caught stealing. Nice throw that time by Knickerbocker. He had to almost double clutch it, and he had to dig it out of the dirt. Double clutch it, still got it down there in time. So 2 down. And the pitch is high. Count is 2-0. And the pitch. That's high and away. 3 balls, no strikes to Brett Stussel. There's a strike on the outside edge. That's Yarrington's get me over pitch. Yarrington winds and delivers. That's high for ball 4. Two down, 1 on. Cody Wells comes to the plate, playing right field for the Cardinals. Wells with an open stance. And the pitch. That's slow and away for a ball. Yarrington at the belt and delivers. Line shot foul down the third base line. Yarrington looking in. And the pitch. Pop up, foul territory on the right side. Delikowski giving chase, and he can't get there. Ball and 2 strikes. Rick Olson here, along with Ann Monroe on the computer. Cal Erickson is on the camera, giving you the excellent shots of the game. Here's the pitch. Curveball missed low. Counts even at 2-2. 2 down, 1 on. We're in the bottom of the first. Pop up, foul territory, out of play. Back behind the plate. Nice. Yarrington delivers. There's a line shot right into the glove of Laydell Torres. So for the Cardinals, no runs on no hits. There was 1 Cavalier error. and one man left on base. So we've played an inning, and there's no score from La Crescent on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Back here in La Crescent, as we head into the second inning. Cavaliers with a pretty limited squad today. I think they have a total of 10, and they are batting 10. So everybody they brought is in the game. It's good to see Leidel Torres back off the injury list. He won't be pitching anymore this year, which is a pretty big loss to the Cavalier pitching staff, but he's still going to play in the field. Leading off for the Cavs in the top of the second, Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker batting 174. And the pitch is high for a ball. Tyson Woodcock on deck. Carson Windenhausen to follow. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Line shot to third, and it gets through. And Knickerbocker is safe. We're having a discussion up here about whether that's a hit or an error. Tyson Woodcock at the plate. There's a strike called on the outside edge. It did scoot under a glove of a player who should have been able to pick it up. I think that's an E5. Woodcock batting .333, and he fouls that one back. No balls, 2 strikes.
It's like 2 left.
Peek over at Knickerbocker, and the pitch, and it got Woodcock in the helmet. So 2 runners on for the Cavaliers. That's going to bring up Carson Windenhausen. He's batting 150 for the Cavaliers. He had a good season with UW Eau Claire. Nobody out. He also is coming off an injury. Here's the pitch. Check swing, ball high. Comes at the belt and he delivers. Swung on a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher and Clayman. The runners hold. A ball and a strike to Carson Windenhausen. And a pop-up out into the outfield. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Throw to second. Throw to third.
And they got the out at third. It's a force out at third. So Knickerbocker is out, which means Windenhausen technically is on a fielder's choice. And Knickerbocker is out 9-5. Sounds like a country song from a few years back. Dolly Parton sang it. I if we can make that happen. Jerome Delikowski coming to the plate, batting .063, and we're just waiting for that bat to take off. 2 runners on for the Cavs with 1 down. And the first pitch is low for a ball. So Woodcock at second, Windenhausen at first. Burns looks over at second. And the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball over towards short, scooped up. He can't handle it, and everybody's going to be safe. That's going to bring up Ladell Torres. This is his first at-bat of the year. He was the starting pitcher in the season opener against the Osseo Merchants, and then had a hip issue 2 batters into the game. And this is his first action since then. Swung on, it's fouled away, or not fouled. And it's a wild pitch, and a run comes in to score. So, Windenhausen's on third, Delikowski on second now. The run that came in to score was Woodcock, putting the Cavs up on top. Pitches outside for a ball. Burns delivers. Swung on a miss, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's inside, and the count goes full. Mason Yarrington on deck. 1 out. And the pitch. That's ball 4. So Ladell Torres draws a walk. Bases are loaded for Mason Yarrington with his first at-bat of the season. Mason Yarrington with the bases loaded, a good opportunity for him to help his cause. And the first pitch is fouled away. Butterflies have got to be churning a little bit for Mason right now. I know they would be for me. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called. No balls, 2 strikes to Yarrington. And that pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. That's the second out of the inning. And it's going to bring up Blake Bemnister. Bemnister making his first appearance of the season for the Cavaliers. He's one of those sometimes players in the non-league games. And there's a strike call. That's on the inside edge. And there's another called strike. That one's on the outside edge.
No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fly ball into, it's a pop up to second. Moving over, making the catch is Lewis for the final out of the inning. So for the Cavaliers, they do get 1 run, no hits. There were 2 Cardinal errors, and the bases were left loaded. And after an inning and a half, it's Cavaliers 1 and the Cardinals nothing on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
And once again, we're back here in La Crescent as the Cavaliers have taken a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the La Crescent Cardinals is Jared Gurdon. He'll be followed by Chance Clayman and Zach Benson. And a ground ball over to third, and can't be handled by Mueller. And we've been handing out errors to third, so we better do that to Mueller as well. Right, as Ann said, we don't want him to feel left out. That's going to bring up Chance Clayman. With a runner on first. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit low. And the throw over to first. Gurdon gets back safely. And the pitch. That one's inside, gets away from Knickerbocker, throws a second, and they got him. Oh, he slid under it. They're going to say he slid under it. Now, he was going on the pitch, so we're going to go ahead and give him the stolen base. So runner at second. 2-0 to Clayman, and he fouls that one back out of play. Count goes to 2-1. Yarrington's at the belt, and he delivers. Ground ball right back to Yarrington. Takes a look at second, throw to first. Now the throw over to third, and the ball gets past and in to score. Comes Gurdon. And we're going to give that an error on the throw. Which allowed Gurdon to come in to score. 1 out. Yeah. And first pitch is high for a ball to Zach Benson. Benson playing third base. There's a strike on the inside edge. Here's the pitch. Foul back out of play. It rained just about all morning here in La Crescent, as it did up in the Eau Claire area. That one just missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Benson.
So you brought this. You're not sitting down?
Here's the pitch. Ground ball over towards short. Picked up by Erickson. Throw to first. And they got him. You could really see how the damp grass really slowed that ball down. And Erickson threw it hard over to first and still just barely got Benson. 2 down. Connor Nelson, the designated hitter, is at the plate. And a soft blooper out into right field, falls in for a base hit.
Yeah.
So Nelson's on first. That's the first hit of the game for either team. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Nate Masterson. Masterson's the left fielder. 2 down, runner on first. And the pitch. That's a strike called. Looked like it carved right down the middle of the plate. And the pitch. Just missed inside.
Yeah, now you got to consider so.
And the pitch. Ground ball over to Torres at second. Tosses over to first in time for the third out. So for the Cardinals, they did pick up 1 run, 1 hit. There was 1 Cavalier error and, well, actually there were 2 Cavalier errors and 1 man left on base. So we've played 2 innings and we're all even at 1 on NLWN-TV.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my 3rd child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
We're back here at La Crescent, Minnesota. Home of the La Crescent Cardinals, also home of the high school team, the Lancers. Stepping to the plate, top of the order for the Cavaliers, Caden Erickson. He grounded to third his first time up. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. Inside, ball 2. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Erickson just underneath those. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball over to third. Picked up and thrown over to first in time. And just barely beat Erickson. Benson over to Gurdon. That's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. He grounded to second his first time up. George Horihan Field, located kind of snuggled in between the hills here. First pitch is high and tight for a ball. Those hills make a real nice backdrop to the ballpark. And the pitch. Hard shot, grounder over to third, but he picks it up and throws it over to first. 2 down. It's going to bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller grounded right back to the pitcher his last time up.
A double. Check swing double down the line. See how it came back. Following.
Mueller waiting. And the pitch. Oh, and that got him right in the ribs. And that was a solid thud all the way up here. He's going to have a nice bruise at the bottom of his rib cage tomorrow morning. He's going to walk it off a little bit. Cavaliers don't have anybody left on the bench. So they're going to let Cade Mueller walk it off a little.
Pull a Phoenix and let's borrow some people from the team.
Although Cade Mueller would probably argue with me, he looks not too much worse for wear as he checks in at first base. Sam Knickerbocker got on an error by the third baseman his first time up, and then he was thrown out from right field, and the pitch fouled away to the left side. He was thrown out from right field at third base when Cavs had runners at first and second, and that soft little blooper dropped in. There's a strike at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes. Burns checks first and delivers. That one's down low. The ball gets away from Clayman and down to second. Heads Mueller. One ball, 2 strikes to Sam Knickerbocker. Runner goes. Ground ball over to short. Scooped up there by Faust. Throw over to first, and it's in time. And that'll do it for the Cavaliers in the third inning. No runs, no hits, aside from Mueller being hit by the ball, and no errors. 1 man left on base. So we've played 2.5, and it's Cavaliers 1 and the Crescent Cardinals 1 on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And we're back here at the Crescent, Minnesota, at the George Horihan Field. Leading off for the Cardinals, top of the order, A.J. Lewis, who grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. Mason Yarrington starting his third inning of work. And the pitch. Pop up in shallow center field. Coming in is Bemnister. Xavier Bemnister makes the catch for out number one. That's going to bring up Noah Faust, who got on safely on an error by Delikowski. Couldn't hang on to the ball that was thrown to him. Then Faust was caught stealing. Pitch is high for a ball. And the pitch. Line shot over to third and snagged by Cade Mueller. Mueller went to his left, stuck his glove out, and the ball found it. 2 down. Brings up Brett Stussel. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. And that one's fouled back into the netting. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brett Stussel. Here's the pitch. That one misses inside. 2-1 is the count. And the pitch. Strike called at the letters. Arrington looks in, starts his motion. Fly ball to right field. Way back and reaching up and making the catch out there. No catch. Must have hit the screen out there before it went into his glove. So checking in at second base is Stussel. As Blake Bemnister gave it a run. Got his glove on it, but it was after it hit the net. And the pitch. Line foul down the left side. This is Cody Wells, who lined out to the second base to Ladell Torres his last time up. And a ground ball foul. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ground ball, foul again down the left side. On the pitch. That one's down low. A ball and 2 strikes. On the pitch. Pop foul territory. Is it playable? No. Both Mueller and Woodcock gave a run in that direction, but it was out of play. Count holds at 1-2. And the pitch. That's a fly ball out into left field. Woodcock moves 2 steps over to his left and makes the catch. So, for the Cardinals, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 3 innings, and it's still 1-1 here in La Crescent on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
We're back here in La Crescent. Heading into the top of the 4th inning, we're all knotted at 1. Due up for the Cavaliers, Tyson Woodcock, Carson Windenhausen, and Jerome Delikowski. Cavaliers without a hit so far today, unless you count Woodcock being hit by the pitch and Mueller being hit by the pitch. You know, if you're not going to hit the ball, you might as well let the ball hit you. And the first pitch is chopped foul down the 3rd baseline. And the pitch. Ground ball over to second. Picks it up, throws to first. It's high, but they made the tag. The throw from Lewis to Gurdon was a little high. Gurdon had to go up to get it, but he reached down and made the tag on Woodcock as he was going by. Still goes in the book as a 4-3 putout. Carson Windenhausen got on an unusual fielder's choice his first time up. He also ended up coming around to score the lone Cavalier run. There's a strike on the inside edge. On the pitch. Foul back to the screen. There's the pitch. It's outside. And the pitch. That one's low. Count goes full to Carson Windenhausen. And a foul ball out of play on the right side. And there's ball 4. So Windenhausen draws the walk. That's going to bring up Jerome Delikowski. Got on an error by the shortstop. And looks like we have a runner in for him. That's Woodcock. And there's a strike called. One ball over to second. He can't handle it. Throw to first. They got Delikowski. But it moves Woodcock over to second. That's going to bring up Ladell Torres with 2 down. Torres drew a walk his last time up. Runner goes. Throw down to third. It goes out into left field. And going in to score is Woodcock. As the ball was thrown high out of the reach of the third baseman, Benson. Clayman's throw was high, went out into left field, and Woodcock came in to score. No balls and a strike. And there's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Ladell Torres. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Chopper, it's going to be fair, and he's going to beat it. It's going to be an infield hit. A swinging bunt is basically what it was. It just kind of stayed in the wet grass. So Torres gets it. In fact, he's got a batting average of 1,000 because that's his only official at bat so far. Mason Yarrington steps to the plate. He struck out his last time up. Throw over to first. Torres is back. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. Yarrington sure has a lot of motion up there at the plate. He gets that rocking going. And it's fouled away on the right side. Ball and a strike. With 2 down. Yeah, and that was fouled straight back. It found the shed behind us. One ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's down low. Counts even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, 1 on, 1 in. And the pitch is outside for a ball. Out goes full. This is traveling time for Torres over on first. Burns at the belt. Torres takes off. Here's the pitch. It's fouled away at the plate. The thing I liked about Yarrington's approach there is that may have been ball 4, but it was close enough. He wasn't going to leave it in the umpire's hands. So you foul it away and you get another chance. Here's the pitch. And there he watched one right down the middle of the plate. First strike 3. So the Cavaliers come away with 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's the Cavaliers 2 and the Cardinals 1 on NLWN-TV.
On NLWN-TV on Sunday, June 2nd.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, June 2nd, as the Cavaliers take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV on Sunday, June 2nd.
We're back here in La Crescent. Rick Olson along with Ann Monroe, Cal Erickson on the camera. And due up for the Cardinals is Jared Gurdon. Gurdon got on an error by the third baseman. And then he did come around and score on an error by Delikowski when he tried to throw him out at third. And the pitch is low for a ball. Yarrington delivers. That one's down low. Ball 2. Yarrington winds and fires. That's high. Ball 3. 3-0 to Gurdon. Yarrington's motion and delivers. He missed inside. Ball 4. So Gurdon draws a walk. That's the second walk given up by Yarrington. It's going to bring up Chance Clayman. Grounded back to the pitcher. I was back in the second inning. Gurdon takes his lead, and he squares to bunt. He fouls it back into the screen. And the throw over to first. Oh, they almost caught him leaning. Gurdon was thinking about taking his, what they call the second lead off, and Yarrington fired over there. That one missed, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know where it missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He bunts that one over to the mound and throw over to first in time. So, Lehman successfully does a sacrifice bunt. Moves Gurdon over to second, and Zach Benson comes to the plate, grounded to short his first time up. Strike called on the outside corner. And the pitch. That missed low and away. Zach Benson at the plate. Mason Yarrington on the mound. Yarrington fires. Line shot just over the reach of Torres. Rounding third, coming toward the plate and gonna score. Throw to second and in safely. So Benson gets a double to center field and an RBI. In to score is Gurdon. And that's going to bring up Connor Nelson. Nelson singled to right field his first time up. That was a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out. Runner on second. We're tied at 2 in the 4th inning. Line shot foul down the third base side. One ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's high for a ball. Yarrington looks in, checks second, and the pitch. High pop-up, foul territory. Delikowski under it, makes the catch. So 2 down. It's going to bring up Nate Masterson. Grounded to short, or check that, he grounded to second his first time up. And that pitch was low. Here's the wind in the pitch. Ground ball over to short. Erickson has it. Throw to first, and it's in time. So that'll do it for the Cardinals, but they do pick up 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. We've played 4, and we're tied at 2 each from La Crescent on NLWN-TV.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do,
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
All baseball guys have done that at some point.
Back here at La Crescent at George Horihan Field.
We've got a nice one going on here. I wasn't sure we were going to get today's game in. It was raining all morning, but got here to the ballpark and field was in reasonably good shape and the rain stopped and we're going to have some baseball this afternoon. Leading off for the Cavaliers, Blake Bemnister. He lined it one to second base. Or he popped it out to second. Burns looking in, and he delivers. Chopper right out in front of the mound. Burns gets it, throws it over to first in time. It's going to take us back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers. Caden Erickson. Caden's been consistent today. He's grounded to third both times up. Burns looks in, and the pitch. It's inside for a ball. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. Here's the pitch. Liner out into right center field, falls in for a base hit. Erickson checks in at first. He rounds it and stays there. So Erickson's on first with one out, brings up Xavier Bemnister, who also has grounded out twice, once to second and once to third. Burns at the belt, peeks at first, and the pitch. Erickson goes, and Clayman can't get a handle on the ball, so no throw. One ball, no strikes to Xavier Bemnister. Throw over to second. Bemnister's back. That's Erickson's back. Bemnister's at the plate. And the pitch. That's a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-2, top of the 5th. And the pitch. That's inside for ball 3. Dave Mueller on deck. And there's a ground ball over towards third, scooped up there by Benson. Throw over to first, and they got him. Erickson unable to advance. 2 down, and that brings up Cade Mueller. Cade Mueller might want to make a stop at Famous Dave's and see if he can pick up some ribs to replace the ones that got thumped the last time he was up.
Oh, gosh, Grandpa.
And the throw to second. Erickson's back. Burns delivers. That one's inside. No, I called it a strike. There's the 1-1 pitch. Strike called. They're calling that inside corner now. Mueller doesn't like that too much because that's right where it was when he got thumped. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over towards short. Faust gets it, throws to first, and they got him by a half a step. So the Cavaliers go down. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. So we've played 4.5, and it's the Cavaliers 2, the Crescent Cardinals 2 on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Ooh.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
And we head into the bottom of the 5th inning, and leading off for the Cardinals is the top of the order, A.J. Lewis. He'll be followed by Noah Faust and Brett Stussel. Mason Yarrington out there for his 5th inning. He's only given up 2 hits so far. And the runs that have been scored, one of them is earned, the other one is not. A.J. Lewis. First pitch is a ball. He grounded back to the pitcher and then flew out to center field. And that one missed outside for a ball. Here's the pitch. There's a strike on the inside corner. And the pitch. Check swing. Did not catch the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Line shot out into center field for a base hit. Bemnister picks it up as Lewis is safe at first. That's going to bring up Noah Faust. He got on an error his first time up and then lined out to third his second time. Both times up, he pulled the ball over to the left side. And he squares to bunt, and he lets it go by. Cardinals playing a little small ball here, looking to move Lewis over to second. And the pitch. Strokes that one out into left field. Foul ball. By about 4 feet. That had extra bases written all over it, but it just went about 4 feet foul. Nate Faust.
Smart.
And so now there's one down. And a ground ball through the hole out into right field, rounding third, coming toward the plate. And in to score is A.J. Lewis. And that's going to bring up Cody Wells as La Crescent takes a 3-2 lead. Cody Wells shoots one foul down the third baseline. He has lined to second and flew out to left. And the pitch. Fly ball just out of the reach of a leaping Erickson. So that moves Stussel over to second. Wells on first. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. And the pitch. Line shot foul down the third baseline. Those are some of those almost seeing eye hits. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. And the pitch. Pop foul back out of play. One, 2 to Jared Gurdon, first baseman. There's a pop-up out into shallow right field. Coming in is Bemnister. He makes the catch for the second out. That's Blake Bemnister. So with 2 down, brings up Chance Clayman. Clayman grounded back to the pitcher. His first time up, and then hit a sacrifice bunt in his second appearance. Gotta wait for him to get his gear off. Here he comes. Two down and 2 on. 1 run in. And the pitch. High pop foul out of play. Harrington delivers. That's outside for a ball. Harrington checks at second. Runner goes. Pop foul. And just out of play. Knickerbocker gave it a run. The ball and 2 strikes to Chance Clayman.
That one's in the dirt. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. Foul back right over the top of us. You know what's nice here that we don't have at Carson Park is there is a net in front of us.
Yeah, and a screen for double protection.
And there's a called third strike, and Clayman goes down looking. So for the Cardinals, they get 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've played 5, and it's the Crescent Cardinals 3, Cavaliers 2 on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
So we go to the 6th inning. Cavaliers trailing 3-2. And leading off for the Cavs is Sam Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker's 0 for 2, got out on an error his first time up and then grounded to short. So Knickerbocker steps in. And the pitch, it's high for a ball. Chance Clayman now on the mound. And the pitch is high. Loudon Pollinger is on the mound. Three balls and no strikes to Knickerbocker. Pollinger delivers. And that's a strike on the inside corner. So they have 2 number 2s on the Cardinal roster, and it's number 2 throwing to number 2. And the pitch, line shot right up the middle for a base hit by Knickerbocker. It's going to bring up Tyson Woodcock. And the pitch, swung on a miss, strike 1. Now, when Knickerbocker was last on base, he ended up getting thrown out at third on a base hit to right field. That pitch is outside for a ball. That may sound a little confusing. It wasn't his base hit. It was Windenhausen. And Windenhausen ended, because Knickerbocker got thrown out, and Windenhausen ended up with a fielder's choice. Pitch is high for a ball because it was a force out at third. Cavs had runners at first and second. Windenhausen hit little Texas Leaguer out to right, and the right fielder Wells gunned him out at third. Swing and a miss, strike two. 0-2's the count to Tyson Woodcock. And the pitch. Pass down low, count goes full.
Howdy.
And the pitch. That's high for ball four. So Cavaliers have two runners on with nobody out. Carson Windenhausen steps to the plate. Windenhausen is 0 for 1. He got that fielder's choice that I just explained to you a minute ago, that weird one. And then he walked his second time up. He did score. Swing and a miss. Windenhausen wanted that one. Two runners on, nobody out. Cavs down by a run. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. On deck is Delikowski, and Torres follows. And the pitch. And that's going to be strike three. As Windenhausen tried to check his swing but couldn't hold back. So that's one down. Brings up Jerome Delikowski. He's 0 for 2. Got on an error by the shortstop and grounded to second. There's a strike called at the knees. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left center field, carrying back to the wall. One run is in. And checking in at third is Tyson Woodcock, as Knickerbocker came in to score. Jerome Delikowski doubles out to left field. He also picks up an RBI and tied the game. It's going to bring up Leidel Torres. One out, runners at second and third. Woodcock at third, Delikowski at second. Torres had an infield hit last time up. Little dribbler down the third baseline, stayed in the grass. Swing and a miss, strike one. And the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. Two balls. Or two strikes, I should say. No balls, two strikes. Well, it's two something. Bellinger delivers, and strike three called. That's the second out. It's going to bring up Mason Yarrington, victim of a strikeout both times up. Once swinging and once looking. First pitch is swung on a miss for strike one. And he fouls that one off the right side. No balls and two strikes to Yarrington. And the pitch.
Swung on a miss. He chased the high heat. Let the Cavaliers pick up a run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left on base. So we've completed 5.5, and we're tied at 3 apiece on NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
Back here in La Crescent, as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning, all tied at 3, due up for the Cardinals. Zach Benson, Connor Nelson, and Nate Masterson. Benson doubled his last time up, got an RBI.
There's another one that I don't know that. Yeah,
but I don't know what gonna know
And the first pitch has a strike at the letters as Yarrington goes out for his 6th inning. And the pitch. There's a strike called. Yarrington with his first start for the Cavaliers. And the pitch. That just missed outside. So a ball and 2 strikes. And that one's up high, ball 2. Balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch to Benson, fouled away off the right side. Count holds at 2-2. Yarrington delivers and fouled away again. And the 2-2 pitch. Curveball just missed. 3-2 is the count. I think Yarrington thought he caught that curveball. And the payoff pitch. And that's inside for ball 4. Third walk given up by Yarrington. And it's going to bring up Connor Nelson. Oh, we have a sub coming in. And Vince Braun is batting.
He was just up here.
Trying to throw over to first, and Nelson gets back in. Here's the pitch. Braun shows bunt. Throw back to first, and Nelson back, or Benson back.
Nelson's back in the dugout. Yarrington looks in 1-1 pitch. Squares to bunt. It's foul. It was a nice looking bunt till it bounced back and got Braun before he got out of the batter's box. Ball and 2 strikes. Benson on first. That pitch missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on a missed, strike 3.
Not here.
And we have a pinch hitter coming up. It's Cade Williams is coming up. And the first pitch is a ball. And a strike called. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 down. 1 on. That's Zach Benson over at first. Fly ball out into right field. Blake Bemnister ranges over and he makes the catch. 2 down. Takes us back to the top of the order. A.J. Lewis. Lewis singled his last time up and came around and scored. And that pitch is low for a ball. The runner goes. Throw down to second. It's not going to be in time. So Benson gets a stolen base. Puts him on second. And the count is 2-0 to A.J. Lewis. And the pitch. That's a ball. 3-0 is the count. Here's the pitch. And it's ball 4. And Ryan Bemnister is going to take a trip to the mound. And while he does that, we're going to take a quick timeout on NLWN-TV.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, June 2nd as the Cavaliers take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLW.
And they said everything they needed to say. Yarrington delivers, pop, foul, and Yarrington moves over and makes the catch. So, no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've played 6, and we're tied at 3 on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
For the 7th, leading off for the Cavaliers is Blake Bemnister. And the first pitch is a called strike. And the pitch swung on a miss, strike 2. Bemnister's usual sport is tennis, and he's got a little bigger surface to hit the ball with than a baseball bat. Pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch, that was inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bemnister's 0 for 2. Popped to second, grounded back to the pitcher. There's one in the dirt. Three balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And he got rung up on strike 3 on something that must have just barely caught that outside corner because he thought he had ball 4. So that takes us to the top of the order. Caden Erickson, who singled to right his last time up. And there's a strike at the letters. And the pitch. It's fouled away. Ball and 2 strikes to Caden Erickson. And fouled straight back into the screen. That's usually an indication he's right on it. And the pitch. There's a line shot out into left field, and Williams didn't even have to move more than a step. It found his glove, and Erickson is down. So with 2 down, it brings up Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister's grounded out 3 times, twice to third and once to second. That's high for a ball. And the pitch fouled back into the screen. And there's another ball. 2 balls and a strike. And foul tip back into the netting. Just off to our left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Nobody on. We're all tied. Top of the 7th. Foul back again, just over the top of us. And the battle is engaged here. Pollinger looking in. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Bemnister goes down swinging, and the Cavaliers go down 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's stretch time as we're in the middle of the 7th on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
NLWN-TV on Sunday, June 2nd.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, June 2nd as the Cavaliers take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Sunday, June 2nd.
So we're going to head into the bottom of the 7th inning, and due up for the Cardinals are Ben Stuso, Cody Wells, and Jared Gurdon. Brett Stuso at the plate. He is 2 for 2 today, doubled and singled, has an RBI. He also drew a walk. First pitch is low and inside for a ball. Mason Yarrington delivers. That's a little bit high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Yarrington delivers ground ball to Erickson at short. Throw over to first in time. That's going to bring up Cody Wells. Wells is 1 for 3. He lined to second, flew out to left, and singled to left. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Yarrington gave him a high fastball that time, and he chased after it. There's a strike called at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes. That was his chase pitch just off the outside corner. The Wells didn't oblige. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for strike three.
I'm ready.
That's going to bring up Jared Gurdon. Gurdon's 0 for 2. Got out on an air and flew out to right. He also drew a walk and scored. He scored twice, in fact. Here's a high pop-up out into center field. Xavier Bemnister coming in, makes a catch. And so the Cardinals go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 7, and we're all tied at 3 on NLWN-TV.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Here at George Horihan Field in La Crescent. Heading into the top of the 8th inning, score is tied. Due up for the Cavaliers, Cade Mueller, Sam Knickerbocker, and Tyson Woodcock. Mueller is 0 for 2. And the pitch. Chopper over towards third. Coming in is Benson. Throws it over to first, and the throw is not connecting. And over to second is Mueller. I was close enough at first. I think we might give him an infield hit, and then goes to second on the error on the throw. So with a runner on second, go ahead run in scoring position. Brings up Sam Knickerbocker. He's 1 for 3 today. Line shot, base hit out into right field. They're going to hold Mueller up, and the throw comes in, and it was high, but going up and getting it was Clayman. So the Cavs have runners on the corners. That's going to bring up Tyson Woodcock. Woodcock has been on base twice. He was hit by the pitch. He drew a walk. He also grounded to second. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. It's low and away for a ball. Runners take their leads. Runner goes from first to second. No throw. One ball and one strike to Tyson Woodcock. Mueller at third. Knickerbocker on second. And there's ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. Two and two is the count. That one missed low. And the pitch. That's high for ball 4. Bases are loaded with nobody out. Brings up Carson Windenhausen. Ryan Bemnister has a little talk with him as we're going to have a conference at the mound. It looks like more of a defensive discussion. Because they're going to leave Paulinger in. Windenhausen is 0 for 2. Hit into a fielder's choice. Walked and struck out. First pitch is a swinging strike for a ball. Or for a strike. When you swing and miss, it's a strike, right?
Let me look that up.
Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. And the pitch. High fly ball. Out into left field. Coming in hard. Or going back. And making the catch is Faust. And the runners cannot advance. Windenhausen got a little bit too much underneath that one. It's going to bring up Jerome Delikowski. He doubled deep to left center field last time up. Picked up an RBI. Pitch is high and away. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 1. Delikowski steps in. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. He chased the high heat that time. He's getting a little bit eager. A ball and 2 strikes now to Delikowski. Hollinger looking in. Time is called. Taking a little bit longer than Delikowski liked, so he called for time, and the umpire granted it. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So 2 down, and that's going to bring up Ladell Torres. Torres is 1 for 2. Got an infield hit. Went down looking. He also drew a walk. Pitch is outside. Ball gets away from Clayman, but nobody can advance. It didn't get that far away.
Secondaries, here we go.
Torres steps back in. Pollinger at the belt. And the 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2.
Hello.
2 balls and no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch. That's high for ball 3. Nowhere to put him. With 2 down. I think that's the closest thing Ryan Bemnister has to a take sign that he just gave. And a strike called. Torres kind of backed out before the ball even got halfway there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Foul back off the mask. The catcher looks no worse for wear. Count is full to Ladell Torres. The payoff pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3.
Way to get out of that.
So the Cavaliers come up with no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and the bases were left loaded. So we've played 7.5, and we're still tied at 3 apiece on NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
So we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're all tied at 3. Mason Yarrington heading out for his 8th inning of work. Now, he's just finished a high school season. He has not gone this deep into a game before. There are a couple of other pitchers here today that could step in if necessary. Tyson Woodcock, Xavier Bemnister. I know that Ryan Bemnister would like to keep one, if not both of them, available for tomorrow's doubleheader. Here's the pitch. That missed outside for a ball. This is Chance Clayman at the plate, the catcher. And fly ball, foul territory, giving chase, and it's out of play. Woodcock gave it a run. Yarrington winds, and the 1-1 pitch. That's high and away for a ball. Balls and a strike. There's a fly ball out into left field. And Woodcock comes in and makes the catch. Zach Benson comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2, doubled, grounded to short, and walked. Not necessarily in that order. Here's the first pitch. It's high for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. There's a strike called. And the pitch swung on a miss. A ball and 2 strikes. Paddle. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. That's the 4th strikeout of the game for Yarrington. How many? That's going to bring up Vince Braun. He struck out his last time up. That missed a little bit low. Yarrington winds and fires. That's fouled away. Ball and a strike to Vince Braun. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, foul down the third baseline. Yarrington looks in, and he delivers. High and inside. 3-1 is the count.
Watch his fingers.
Oh, it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Vince Braun at the plate. Yarrington looking in. He winds and he delivers. And it was low for ball 4. That's the 5th walk of the game given up by Yarrington. That brings up Cade Williams. The left fielder flew out to right field his last time up. That's low. And the pitch. Ground ball over toward first. Throw to second for the force out. And the Cavaliers are out of the innings. Give Williams a fielder's choice. And 3-4 on the putout of Braun. And no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 8, and we're all tied at 3 on NLWN-TV.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do,
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
And we have a new rump on the bump going into the 9th inning for the Crescent Cardinals. And out there is Zach Benson. on the mound. That moves Cody Wells over to third base and Nate Masterson to right field. Masterson re-enters the game. Who up for the Cavaliers in the top of the ninth? Mason Yarrington, Blake Bemnister, and Caden Erickson. And the first pitch is high. And the pitch. That's a strike called on the outside third of the plate. And the pitch. Swung on a missed. One ball and two strikes to Mason Yarrington. And the pitch. Foul tip. Got a piece of it. That keeps him alive. Count remains 1-2. Turn two's a count to Yarrington. Benson delivers. Strike called at the letters. And Yarrington goes down looking. Blake Bemnister coming to the plate. He's 0 for 4 or 0 for 3. Popped to second. Grounded to the pitcher and struck out looking. That pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. That's a strike called. Bemnister steps back in. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike two. Benson winds and fires. Swing and a miss, strike three. Two down in the top of the ninth. Brings up Caden Erickson. Erickson's 1 for 3 or 1 for 4. There's a strike at the knees. And the pitch. Fouled at the plate. No balls and two strikes to Erickson. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Going over. He can't make the catch as Williams. Erickson rounds first and heads into second. And that was just off the end of the glove. Erickson's going to get a double. That brings up Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister is due. He was the leading hitter coming into the game for the Cavaliers, but so far today he's 0 for 4. Grounded out 3 times and struck out. Base hit right now could be awfully big. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike. Outside. In fact, he painted the black with that one. Benson looks over at second. And now delivers. That's outside. A ball and a strike now to Xavier Bemnister. And the pitch. That's high.
Hey, Nibble.
2 balls, 1 strike. to Xavier Bemnister. Here's the pitch. That one got Bemnister in the hip.
Hey, deep breath.
That's the third Cavalier to be hit by the pitch. The second one to be hit by the pitch is stepping to the plate right now, Cade Mueller.
Oh, bud.
2 runners on, 2 down. And the pitch. That one's outside. And the pitch. Check swing, strike called. And the pitch. Oh. And that one got Mueller in the hand. He's going to get first base. Mueller's going to have a couple of bruises tomorrow.
It hit my hand. It's a.
That's the second time he's been hit by the pitch today. That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker, who's 2 for 4. Got on an error, grounded out, singled twice. 2 down. Bases are loaded. Knickerbocker steps in. And the pitch. Fly ball in the field of play. Foul territory, and making the catch is Wells. So, for the Cavaliers in the top of the 9th, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and the bases were left loaded. We've played 8.5, and it's still 3-3 on NLWN-TV.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
Hi. I'm your retirement fear. But don't be scared. You're still in pre-retirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. Here, this is pretirement.org.
Retirement savings options? Potential tax breaks?
Move.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
You got this.
Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
We're back here in La Crescent. Rick Olson along with Ann Monroe on the computer and Cal Erickson on the camera. As we're heading into the bottom of the 9th inning, all tied at 3. Due up for the Cardinals is the top of the order. A.J. Lewis, Nate Faust, and Brett Stussel. Mason Yarrington going to try and go the distance. Cavaliers have a big doubleheader coming up tomorrow against the Jim Falls Sturgeons at Carson Park. And Ryan Bemnister is trying to save his pitching to some degree. And Yarrington looks like he's deserved it. And the first pitch is a strike at the knees. Here's the wind and the 0-1 pitch. Grounded ball over to second, throw over to first, and it's in time. They got the out. That was close.
Hey, sit on it. Come on.
And that brings up Nate Faust. Faust is 0 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt in there as well. Strike called on the inside corner. Mason Yarrington looking in. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Moving over Xavier Bemnister. He reaches up and makes the catch. And that's going to bring up Brett Stussel. With 2 down. Yarrington winds and delivers. Strike called on the inside corner. Here's the wind and the pitch. That one missed outside. And the pitch. That missed. Inside. 2 balls. And a strike. And the pitch. That's ball 3.
Doing it on its own.
And Stussel is 2 for 3 today. Fly ball out into left field. Moving over is Woodcock, and he makes the catch. So for the Cardinals, in the bottom half of the ninth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. So we have played 9, and we're going to get some bonus baseball because we're still tied at 3 on NLWN-TV.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, June 2nd as the Cavaliers take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Sunday, June 2nd.
Well, we've got bonus baseball as we head to the top of the 10th inning. Leading off for the Cavaliers is Tyson Woodcock. He's walked his last 2 times up. He's also been hit by the pitch today and grounded to second. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. And the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Woodcock did score the Cavaliers' first run today. Here's the wind in the pitch. Outside, ball 3. 3-0 is the count to Tyson Woodcock. And the pitch. That's a strike called on the inside edge. Can't blame Woodcock for not chasing that one. It was a 3-0 pitch. And the 3-1 is popped up. And first baseman Gurdon calls for it and makes the catch. That's going to bring up Carson Windenhausen. Windenhausen is 0 for 3. Hit into a fielder's choice, struck out, popped to short. He also drew a walk and ended up scoring. There's a strike on the outside corner. There's the wind in the pitch. Strike 2 called. That was the same as the last one. And the pitch. Ground ball over towards second. Bobbles it, but picks it up and throws it over to first, and Windenhausen grounds out 4-3. So with 2 down, that brings up Jerome Delikowski. He's 1 for 4 today. He doubled out into deep left field, just to the left of that 355 mark in the power alley. That one missed low. And the pitch. It's a ground ball over to short, picked up, throw to first, and it's in time. So the Cavaliers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. And we're still tied at 3. Cavaliers and the Crescent Cardinals on NLWN-TV.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
So we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Mason Yarrington is coming out to throw the bottom of the 10th. Quite the debut this young man has had. Due up for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 10th, Cody Wells, Jared Gurdon, and Chance Clayman. And the pitch. Pop, foul out of play. No balls and a strike. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it almost looks like Yarrington has gotten stronger as the game's moved along as well. Line shot out into left field for a base hit.
Oh, boy.
So Cody Wells is on base. He represents the winning run for the Cardinals. Jared Gurdon steps up. 0 for 3 with a walk. He scored twice. Throw over to first. Wells got back. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Gurdon showed bunt. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. A ball and a strike. He shows bunt again, pushes it down the first baseline. Yarrington picks it up, throws it over to first for the out, but the sacrifice is completed. Puts Wells on second with one out. So the winning run is in scoring position. Chance Clayman comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Also completed a sacrifice bunt.
Cap over there.
Here's the pitch. Called a ball. Yarrington has a big bending curveball. I think he thought he had that one in too, but he didn't. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. And the pitch. Fly ball. Out into left field. Woodcock coming in. And it dropped right in front between Woodcock and Erickson. Wells couldn't go anywhere. So we have runners at first and second, and it looks like maybe we might have a pitching change here. Not sure, though. Bemnister's out there. Ryan Bemnister out there talking to them. And Yarrington's going to stay on the hill. Like I said, this is quite the debut appearance for Mason Yarrington. Zach Benson comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3, but that one was an RBI double, and that would end the game right now. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. Yarrington at the belt. He missed outside.
But I know.
1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down. And the pitch. That's away. Two balls and a strike. To Zach Benson. Pop up in the infield. Should be infield fly rule. And it was caught by Torres.
On Eder.
2 down. 2 runners on. It's going to bring Vince Braun. 2 down. And that pitch is high for a ball. Oh, that's right. Nate Masterson came in.
On Eder.
There's a strike called. And a foul ball.
Hey, protect.
Go out to second, and just enough to keep the runner close. Cody Wells out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And the pitch.
One hitter.
It's Nate Masterson at the plate. We're not sure what happened to Vince Braun. And it's fouled back out of play.
Oh, yeah. You don't know how to buy it. Right. This last side. Should you figure it's strong?
On the pitch. And it's ball 4.
Nothing hurt. Okay, some hard get.
That puts us at the top of the order, A.J. Lewis.
A 9-hole.
So it's Cade Williams. So Nate Masterson came in for Vince Braun.
Okay.
And there's a strike called. No balls, 2 strikes. The sacks are full. That didn't miss by much. A ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bases loaded. We're in the bottom of the 10th. We're tied at 3. And the pitch. Fly ball out to right field. Blake Bemnister. It's off the wall, and that's going to do it. So the final score, the Crescent Cardinals 4 and the Cavaliers 3 in 10 innings. The winning pitcher is going to be Pollinger. No, I take that back. Benson. Zach Benson is the winning pitcher. And the losing pitcher in his debut is Mason Yarrington, who it's really a shame because he gave one heck of a performance in his debut. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, and we'll have manager Ryan Bemnister come up and talk with him as well on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame.
Our next game will be on Sunday, June 2nd as the Cavaliers take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 12 noon followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV on Sunday, June 2nd.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV.
This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form, without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here in La Crescent, where the Cavaliers have just dropped a nail-biter to the La Crescent Cardinals by a score of 4-3 in 10 innings. A heck of a ball game. Cavaliers took an early lead and then had to battle back, and as La Crescent took a lead and then finally gave up the lead at the end of the game on a base hit out to right field. And we're waiting for manager Ryan Bemnister to come up. But I think the headline for today's game has got to be the outstanding pitching performance by Mason Yarrington, making his debut on the mound for the Cavaliers. 10 innings he threw, 10 pretty solid innings. You could tell he was getting a little tired by the end of the game, but he was a little bit on the tired side. And so he came out there and he went 10 innings, gave up 4 runs. 3 of them were earned runs. On 8 hits, he struck out 4 and walked 6. But he never let the game get too big for him. And he did a really nice job out there, considering a week ago, he was celebrating his high school graduation. And so, hats off to Mason Yarrington. I'll tell you what, while we wait for, this could be him coming up the stairs. I hear footsteps on the stairs, so maybe. And it was. And we'll give him this. And let me make sure the buttons get pressed and that everything is the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, you don't have to put it on, but you'll have to kind of keep that up close because
I can do that.
All right. All right. With us right now is Ryan Bemnister, and first of all, Ryan, that was a heck of a ball game.
Yeah, it was a really good ball game. We come here almost every year. They're always a really good club. They got a lot of college guys playing for them. And it was a good game. We were in it. We had multiple chances to win and couldn't come up with a hit.
But the headline for this game has got to be, I was just saying this a minute ago, has got to be the debut appearance on the mound of Mason Yarrington. That young man went 10 innings of pretty decent baseball.
Yeah, we had a couple of errors behind him. It cost him a few extra pitches, but he was a kid that came to battle, and he didn't want to leave the game. And I told him when I'm at that last mound visit, I said, if you keep getting outs this inning, I'm going to keep you in there, and if you get to, when you get the next out, it's your ball game, basically. We had somebody ready to come in, and, maybe I bring him in, maybe I don't, and it changed a little bit, but Mace threw a heck of a game, and you can't argue with 4 runs over 10 innings. So,
no, not at all. In fact, the simple fact that he went 10 innings and wasn't wild as all get out by the time he got to the 10th. Yeah. I mean, a week ago he was playing high school baseball, and he never went that far into a game. I'm trying to remember. We carried a lot of the Colfax games, and I'm trying to remember if I saw Mason throw a complete game. And I think he did, but I'm not sure that I saw it. And so him going 10, My eyes kept getting bigger and bigger as he did that. He almost looked like he was getting stronger.
Yeah, he was mixing it up a little bit more, hitting the strike zone better. And just you make a couple of mistake pitches, that leadoff batter in the 10th and the last batter there, and then you just kind of get a couple of walks hurt you and stuff like that. So it is what it is. I'm very proud of that kid. I'm very happy that he did. He did his job today, and he did exactly what we wanted him to do, which was eat up innings for us, because we got a big doubleheader tomorrow, and we needed to have all of our arms rested. So he did a great job. There's nothing else. I'm almost speechless for how he did.
The other one that I was really glad to see, well, first of all, Carson Windenhausen back in the game, coming off an injury, and Leidel Torres coming off of his injury, played a pretty solid defensive game, needs to get back in the cage and get the hitting eye going. But
yeah, well, they're both still hurting. I was chatting with both of them, and they're both nowhere near 100%. But they came today to battle. I mean, we had 10 guys. We got 25 guys on the roster. I had 10 guys show up to game today. It's tough to win a game with 10 guys, especially when one of them's just a call-up non-conference player. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. So, it sucks. I wish we would have had a full roster. If you have a full roster, that score out there is probably at least flip-flop with double. I just believe in that fully, just, because a lot of this, you can see some of the guys out there were pressing a little bit, knowing that they I got to come through, and they don't have to do that. This team's good no matter what. So,
yeah, and I was glad to see Jerome Delikowski finally show the power that we've been expecting from him when he put that one out to the left field fence.
Yeah, that's not the one he's talking about, though. That's not the one he mentioned to me after the game. So, let's just be honest. I mean, Jerome's a great kid, and he hit the heck out of that ball, but he knows, and he told me, and he mentioned a different at bat, and he was very frustrated about that at bat. And it's okay. I told him it's all right. You got a hit today. That's good. It's right direction is what we're looking at. Don't look at the negatives. Look at the positives.
Right, and that's going to happen to anybody. I saw a number of people chase some high heat that they shouldn't have been going after, but you want to do something, and that ball looks like a watermelon coming in when it's like that.
And it looked like that too. The six guys that got the last out or multiple outs when we had bases loaded. So I mean, I told him that when he told me that he was upset about the one at bat. I said, no, you had another good at bat. Your approach was better today. Played really good first base. I mean, I'm happy to see the progress of some of these new players, especially ones that have been out of baseball for a year with injuries and this and that are making strides.
Well, tomorrow we're back at the friendly confines of Carson Park against the Jim Falls Sturgeons for a doubleheader. Tell us what you're expecting there.
I hope to expect 2 wins.
That's
all I want is 2 wins tomorrow.
And that would make things pretty good, because with a little bit of help, couple of wins in that could put you right on top of the CRBL South, which is a place that I've got a feeling that if you get there, you're not going to give it up very easily.
No, we won't. The boys and I have been talking for a couple weeks now what our goals are. We completed one of our goals last week, and the other goals are in front of us. So,
and it's a big commemoration day tomorrow as well. You want to mention that?
Yeah, it's the Glen St. Arnold Day game, doubleheader. So come on out to the park. That guy was
very the lifeblood of the Cavaliers.
Very important to baseball in Eau Claire, not just the Cavaliers, but yeah, to the Cavaliers, but baseball in Eau Claire in general. He's enshrined into the Eau Claire Baseball Hall of Fame. Heck of a guy. His wife is still on the board for now. but yeah, it's a very important game for the Cavs, for Glen St. Arnold and the family and everything. They'll all be there. So come on out and watch some good ball tomorrow.
Well, and we'll do that tomorrow. We'll see you then. And thank you for coming and joining us on Talking Baseball. We'll have a wrap up right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And we're back here in La Crescent. The Cavaliers drop a 10-inning decision to the Crescent Cardinals by a score of 4-3. Cavaliers, well, the winning pitcher was Zach Benson for the Cardinals. Losing pitcher Mason Yarrington, in spite of the outstanding effort that he gave today in today's ball game. And again, don't forget, coming up tomorrow, we have more Cavalier baseball coming your way. And don't forget to join us right here on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Cavaliers taking on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a CRBL doubleheader from Carson Park. It is Glen St. Arnold Day, and coverage begins at 12 noon with the In the Dugout show, followed by live play-by-play action. First pitch is scheduled for 12:30. Join us next Saturday as we bring you the Chippewa Valley Phoenix football. The Phoenix will be playing a yet-to-be-determined opponent at a yet-to-be-determined site. And check our website at www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork, that's all one word, .com, for information about start times for that one. Also coming up later this year, the Northern Light Webcasting Network will broadcast our 500th event, so be sure to stay tuned for special announcements and special awards for our loyal viewers. All that coming up later this broadcast season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. The Eau Claire Cavaliers want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games simply by coming to Carson Park with your veteran's identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game has been brought to you by Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way, and C&K Construction, concrete experts in the Chippewa Valley. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So for Ann Monroe and Cal Erickson on the camera, this is Rick Olson. That final score once again, the Crescent Cardinals 4, Cavaliers 3 in 10 innings. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.